South Africa, welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Mbuli. Now, last night was the Men's Health menswear collection for 2016, and all the who's who's of fashion were there. We have all the who's who's of fashion in the loft today. First up, we chat to style influencers Sia and Tibello to chat all things menswear, and then we're joined by a very fashionable duo who are also bays, the Fashion Rebels, and Danilo's in the kitchen looking dapper.
Indeed. Good afternoon, South Africa. Bonnie, you're also looking absolutely incredible today. It's always good to work with people who are so stylish. You always feel like you're learning new things every single day. It's good to be with you this afternoon, South Africa. And we are in the kitchen today, and I know Heritage Day is coming this weekend. So Clem and I were thinking real long and hard about what we could do for Heritage Day and make something super delicious that you can do on the braai, but on the stove too. And if anyone can, Bay can. And so we're using bacon and mince today to make a bacon and mince bomb.
I thought you were calling me Bay. I was like,
no,
what?
No.
Steph?
This is one of those dishes anyone can make at home. It's not only for the gents at all, but it's a bacon and mince bomb.
It is, and it's called a bomb for a reason. The thing looks like a missile, but it's amazing. It's
delicious.
Mince wrapped in bacon.
Oh, yummy.
So smoky,
and
so
there's
good.
something else we're making on the show today. What else are we
Yeah,
doing?
if you're not feeling you don't want to have all that meat, how about something fishy, something seafoody?
Ooh,
Make
delicious.
an amazing kidlip and prawn Thai curry.
Yummy, but we'll get
Yeah.
to that later on in the show. First of all, don't forget, if you want to try and get the ingredients list and to get a link to the recipe for that first recipe we talked about, that mince bomb that we're making, that bacon and mince bomb, the key word is bacon. You can SMS that to 33650 at a cost of R1.50, and your free SMSs don't apply. But don't worry, all those details later, right here on Afternoon Express. Let's kick off the show on the couch.
Now, to describe our first guests as eccentric would be an understatement. They founded the Social Market in Pretoria, which started as a pilot project and has grown into one of the country's hottest gatherings of art, fashion, food and music. Joining us in the loft today are two-thirds of the Fashion Rebels, Sizopila Dlezi and Maitele Wawe. Welcome to the loft, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Lovely to have you with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, you guys are bays.
Trust.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you meet? Did you meet in the business or did you meet before that and decided to found the business?
We met before that. We actually met while we were students at TUT. And yeah, he approached me.
Well, he better have.
Yeah, of course. He kind of like stalked me for a bit. You know, I love telling the story. But yeah, he just would see me around campus and was like, oh, this girl, you know. Then one day he got the courage to like approach me, take my numbers, and yeah, that's pretty much how it started.
Okay, so who are the Fashion Rebels?
So the Fashion Rebels consist of me, her, and my best friend, which is Tipeli Mbilu Mudau. Shout out, he couldn't join us today. But so we started, say, roughly around 2011, 2012, and that was us just, you know, finding ground in terms of us being who we actually really wanted to be, with all the research that we'd done, looking at how different we are and how we always just thought people, you know, don't really understand us, and we always just wanted to drive the point that we're actually not crazy, but we're ahead with this whole fashion thing. And I mean, that time we used to do events like Street Cred and all that in Johannesburg, and it was such a mad trend to actually look the way that we did at that time, but people didn't actually want that because it was too loud, it was too much, it was, do you understand?
Yeah.
But I mean, looking at where we started and right now, people look like us then, right now, so...
Right. Okay, so you guys have made thrift shopping quite popular right now, would you say, in your space? Yeah. And a lot of people tend to knock things they don't understand anything about.
Yeah.
What were some of the challenges you came up against, and what was people's perceptions about what you were doing?
The perceptions are, you know, you're a devil worshipper, you're on drugs. You know, those are the very mad stereotypes that are kind of bizarre that you'll get, especially because we come from really small towns, you know, especially older people. They don't quite understand, okay, why do you look like that? Why do you have piercings there? Why do you have tattoos?
What's it like walking through an airport?
It's amazing.
Actually, this morning.
I think we just love the attention.
We really love the attention, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, it's
well,
like...
you have to, because I'm sure you're getting a lot of it.
Yeah, initially it was kind of like, oh, okay, you know, everyone's staring at me. But, you know, I think once you break through that and you're like, oh, okay, well, they're going to stare at me anyway, then it becomes exciting. And when you actually walk out on the streets and nobody's looking at you, you're like, nah.
You're like, something's wrong.
Something is wrong
Yeah, I'm
today.
like underdressed today.
You know, I'm not
I don't
rocking
know.
my, you know?
And it's actually very different because at some point I remember my girlfriend being like, yo, I don't know, hey, these people are just staring at me. I'm like, you look on point, girl. Like, just let them take it,
Just
you know?
take it,
Yeah.
enjoy it. You know what I'm loving about the millennials is that they have this ability, first of all, to create careers that have never existed before.
Thank you.
And take things that they love and turn them into money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell us about the social market that you started in Pretoria.
So,
Okay, yeah.
intro.
The social market, looking at where it's coming from to where it is right now, social market literally just started as something that we wanted to have to actually close the gaps of questions like, where do you find the clothes that you wear? Why do you guys look like this? You know, all those type of things. And for Pretoria, because Pretoria then was a bit behind, and for us it was a very, you know, difficult thing because Pretoria is the capital, you know, and a lot of people would then talk about Johannesburg and not Pretoria. And ourselves as well, as the Fashion Rebels, would always go to Johannesburg for similar events or similar gatherings. But there was always something about us that was not in those other in those other places, and that was the root of fashion, or you know, that whole thing that we look different and that whole thing. And with that we started in 2014 in September, and it's been 2 years now. And I mean, if you check our social media following, Instagram, we're over 70,000 followers.
Wow.
There's not even a market that's ever seen something like that happen.
Yeah.
And if you know stuff like, if you know big brands like Afropunk is the biggest arts and culture event in the world for me. They even wrote a piece on the social market. And the social market being a platform that gives young creative individuals a chance to actually come and showcase their work in 4 elements, which is food, fashion, art, and music.
Yeah.
And given the birth and the growth in Pretoria, it's done so much for Pretoria alone and the rest of the world, because we have a lot of, you know, young creatives calling us all the way from Amsterdam. Like, honestly, you know, can you imagine somebody literally, we have like so much fan mail, you know, and as social market, we don't see ourselves as a brand that's that big. But, you know, if we're doing something like this, a live show, shout out, it's amazing, you know. There's not always a chance like this for creative individuals that look like us, because we're always looked at in a wrong way. You know, we're either going crazy or we just lost it.
Absolutely.
You know?
And you credit your mother as being one of the people that allowed you the space to be who you want to be, as freely as you are.
Yeah. Well, it's like later on, you know, in life, in the beginning it was a whole different thing. My whole family just really thought, I don't know, she said something like drugs. They really thought I was on drugs, you know. And I even said to my mother, you know, you can come with me to school every day, you can do everything, but you won't see any of the things you're talking about, though every other day I'll come back with a newspaper.
Yeah.
I'll come back with a magazine. I'll come back with something maybe that's online that she won't understand. She'll be like, yeah, but what's this? And I'm like, this is an online spread of something that has over 100,000 people watching it every day. So your son is actually doing something important, Ma.
Yeah.
Until, you know, it just got to a point where so many cameras were at my house and they wanted her to talk about her son, who she doesn't really pay attention to. And she was like, okay, you know what, actually, I think I'm gonna get into this, you know? Because one thing that I also don't say is that my mom funded a lot of my crazy ideas, you know, when I started staying with her. But some of the things, Vele, just like how you start this and it doesn't work and whatnot, she funded a lot of those things just because she didn't want to see me fail. she saw that, okay, I'm not really so much of an academic, not because I'm not smart, but because I really just...
You found what you love.
Yeah, I found
your
what I love,
passion.
and I'm like, I'm not too sure if I want to get a degree to get 3.5 a month.
Right.
In social marketing, we can do something, you know? But it's been a journey, and it's been amazing.
Yeah. Well, the social market happens in Pretoria on every first Sunday, so do check it out if you're in Pretoria. Don't say nothing ever happens in Pretoria. Today you stand a chance to win 2 tickets to the next social market on the 2nd of October, plus 2 food vouchers and 2 social market T-shirts. Simply SMS the keyword Express to 33650. SMSs cost R1.50 each. T's and C's apply. Let's go over to Danilo and see what you have to say on social media.
Indeed. So one of the ways that people love to express themselves is through fashion. But one of the other ways that we love to hear you express yourself is on our social media accounts. And I've currently just found through our Facebook page over here, and we asked you a question. It's currently SA Fashion Week at the moment, and on Afternoon Express, we're bringing you some of the hottest bloggers, influencers, and trendsetters. And how do you define your personal style? Go and share your thoughts with us. And if you're there and you haven't yet liked our Facebook page, we're currently sitting on 49,535 likes, and we're looking to get to that 50,000. If we can do it by the end of today's show, that'll be absolutely epic. We'll love you forever if you guys manage to help us do that. So go and find your friends and your family. Make sure you go and like our Facebook page, Afternoon Express. Now, after the break, right here on the show, we're going to get cooking, making a delicious bacon and mince bun. Don't go anywhere.
Express.